Hi everybody. So I wanted to pretty much just give a video as to this Loving the Skin I'm in summer intensive. Basically just explaining why it's so important to me and why it's so dear to my heart. So for a lot of people, if you don't go through certain things, they don't exist. If you never experience colorism or racism or depression or sexism, then these things, they don't exist to you. Or maybe they exist, but you feel as if it's being made out to be a bigger issue than what it really is. However, if you are somebody that has experienced these things or has faced these things, you really understand the issue at hand. A lot of times, especially like growing up, we get a lot of labels put on us that necessarily don't necessarily help us as far as growing up and learning to love who we are. Instead, these labels they they hurt us. They cause complexes, and it just makes it harder to be who you are. For me, being a female, being a dark-skinned female, being a dark-skinned female who doesn't necessarily act like the typical dark-skinned female. There's so many labels that were put on me that took me a long time to overcome these labels and to learn to love everything about me and to learn to love and own everything who I am. So essentially, this camp is about giving a safe environment to young girls of Black descent, of brown descent, even of European descent. Doesn't matter, because we all have issues that we face. We all have imperfections about us, and we all have flaws, and we all have something that we are learning to love about ourselves. So it really doesn't matter the descent of the child. What matters is just giving these young, inspiring artists a free and safe environment to not only talk about the issues that they're facing, but to start a journey where they can learn to overcome it and take those things about them and own it and love it and use it as a part of who they are as an artist. Because essentially, as an artist, you take your life experiences, and that's what makes a great artist. That doesn't matter if you're a model, if you're a makeup artist, if you're a dancer. Just taking all these things that you've experienced in life and creating beauty out of it. A lot of times we as artists, we take things like our pain and we throw that into our work, and that's what creates the most beautiful song or the most beautiful dance choreography, or the most beautiful art painting, or whatever artistry you're in. And I just think that it's important for young girls and young men to learn this and have fun while doing it, and just know that there's somebody that's on their side. A lot of times it's hard for us to talk to our parents and our family members and our siblings, and we just need somebody on the outside to say, hey, it's okay, to say, hey, I've been through this and you will get through this too, and to say that you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you're talented, you're inspiring, you're a king, you're a queen, you're a princess, you're a prince. All these different affirmations that you have to speak life into these children. It's very important to start speaking life into these children, because they go out into the world and there's so many things about society that tells them everything that they're not, everything that they shouldn't be, everything that they can't be. So as a community, or as a parent, as a guardian, as a sister, as a brother, as an auntie, as an uncle, you have to speak life into these children. You have to tell them that they are important. You have to tell them that they can do whatever it is they put their mind to. You have to tell them that they are beautiful. You have to tell them that they are royalty. You have to tell them that they are strength, and then they are power. And you have to have them speak to themselves. One thing that I will always remember is growing up, being dark skinned was one of the hardest things for me to deal with, because it was one of the things that, like, in school, that not necessarily got picked on, but one of the things that got brought up essentially just daily. Like, there was always somebody saying, "Oh, you're so pretty to be dark skinned," or "You speak so well to be, who you are." And essentially, they were saying, "You speak so well to be black." And for me, like, I just it just put like a complex about me, to where I didn't even want to be who I was. However, my mom, she spoke life to me, and I love my mom. But sometimes we need more than just our parents, because our parents, they're supposed to love us, right? But I had a cousin, and her name is Sheena. I love you, Sheena. Every time she would see me, she would just tell me how beautiful I was, and how beautiful my skin was, and how one day I was really going to be able to appreciate it. And, like, growing up, I used to think that she was crazy. I used to think that she was crazy until, like, I actually grew up, and not only what did I learn how to appreciate my skin, and for all the beauty that it is, but other people started to appreciate that too. And so I always think back to, even when I was in school and people would say little things to me, her speaking life to me was something that I held on to, even though I didn't necessarily believe it. I had somebody else that spoke it to me, and I knew for a fact that she believed it. So therefore, it had to be true. These other things that people were saying about me, it didn't matter, because I had somebody who was who made it their business every single time that they saw me, to speak life into me. And that's what this camp is about. And not only for me to do this, but for all the participants to do this to each other and for each other. In this generation, is the bullying has become, like, just outrageous. And so to get a generation together and to have them speak life into each other, I feel is going to create I hope that it would create just more than, these kids, they leave camp and, that's it. It's more about the movement of it all, the movement of loving who you are, the movement of learning to own who you are. So I really hope that watching this video kind of gives you a little bit more insight of why this was laid on my heart. And if you have a young child, a young girl, a young boy who you feel needs this, I strongly encourage you to reach out to me, because it's really something that I feel can essentially start a movement, not even within our community, but just within each child. Once you get a child passionate about something, it's like a burning fire, and I wanna create that light. I want to help. I want to make a change, and this is my way to do it. So, yeah. I love you guys, and thank you for listening, or thank you for watching if you did watch this video, especially if you watched the full length of this video. And I hope that helps. Bye, guys.